Hey, welcome to my channel where I've lost 175 pounds with keto and carnivore. Thank you for watching. Good morning. I'm going to make me some breakfast. I'm going to use the sliced rutabaga that I sliced up last weekend. We are going to have sliced rutabaga and some bacon and eggs. So I leveled out my oven. I managed to get it done. And so now this is nice. This is the first time I'm really doing any cooking since I've done it. So all of the oil is staying in the center. Yay, Terry! And I want to talk to y'all a little bit. Something I'm learning that I never could have understood and done before. I'm learning that used to, I would have had 3 eggs right now, regardless of what else I was having with it. And something I'm learning about myself is that as time goes on, my brain is able to comprehend things that it never could comprehend before. So like I now understand if I want to add something else with more calories, I need to take something else away. Now, we're all on our own journey. We all have to work through what got us where we are. My case, it was some situations when I was younger that stuck with me for whatever reason. Everybody, actually I'm going to wait till I flip those. Some of us have addictive personalities. Some of us, got addicted to sugar just like the marketing people for those foods want us to. I'm not trying to get political or anything, but those marketing people are there for a reason. I'm flipping these because I want them wet side up, so when I salt them, the salt will stay. It's closed off. Hold on. So anyway, we all have our reason for why we are the way we are, for better or for worse. And so when I was fully addicted to the processed, high-carby snack foods, I could not comprehend when my coworkers or people would say, well, I'm going to have less of this because I'm doing something else. That just made no sense in my brain. But as I go along, it's starting to make sense. It doesn't make sense every day, but it's starting to make sense. I'm starting to understand. Because I've been counting calories, I'm starting to understand, no, it is not all just calories in, calories out. I will never say that. But it's kind of calories, kind of food. So, but what I am learning is as I was counting calories of the quality food, sorry, I got some great bedhead hair this morning. Anyway, as I was counting, I did learn that, there is a certain amount of calories that if I go over, I'm going to gain weight or I'm going to stop losing weight. So we all have to find that for ourselves. I can't just tell you, you need 20 carbohydrates, you need 150 fats, or 150 protein, you need 80 fat, and you need 2,000 calories. And those are not my old numbers. I'm just saying, I can't tell you that. You have to do your own experiment. Starting off, when I started off with carnivore because that helped me get off the processed food. So anyway, we all are on our own journeys, but something that I have recently been figuring out, and that's what's helping me maintain, is that if I'm going to eat a bunch of this, I need to eat a little bit less of that. So that's just something I'm going to share that in my previous state of mind, I would have said, you are out of your mind. I am not doing that because I'm starved to death. Yeah, because the processed foods that I was eating, that I was binging on, were keeping me hungry because they weren't filled with protein. So anyway, yeah, so I'm just having a little bit of mental clarity as time goes on, and I wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to finish up. I set the timer for 3 minutes on the rutabagas, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and I'm going to flip them. Because rutabaga is not exactly like potatoes, I always tell y'all that, they definitely brown differently than potatoes. So, just want to share that with you so they won't look like fried potatoes, but it is a wonderful substitute in my opinion. 3 more minutes, I'll show you where we're at. Forgot to salt them. Okay, now 3 more minutes and I'll show you where we're at. It's been 3 minutes, let's take a look. I'll move some of them towards the middle. That one needs to stay. Alright, there's a few more, and I'm going to pull some of these out that look like they're done. You look done. You could go a little longer. The little skinny ones, they're definitely done. Let's see. Yep, you look done. You could stay. You look done. You could come out. Oop. I did not cook them long enough to be like real crispy or anything. You know me, I like things kind of different textures, so that's done enough. So, alright, I'm going to pull these out, and then we're going to do some bacon. Need to get some more out of the freezer. Alright, I'm going to do 2 slices of bacon, which, since these are all cut into halves, it will be 4 of these half slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only one other half left. I'm throwing it in. Alright, so I'm going to fry this up and I'll be right back. Alright, let's flip it over. Ooh, yes. You know I like mine crispy, crispy. Alright, little fella. Get in there. Oh. Yeah. Alright, let's get them covered again. And I'll come back in another minute or 2. Alright, I'm going to pull a couple of these out. That one looks good. That one looks good. Let's see. Alright, you look good. You look good. You could go a little longer. Looks more like ham than bacon. So I'll let that fry a little bit longer. In the meantime, I'm going to take this bacon that I had made up. I'm going to break it into bite-sized pieces and put it down in the bottom of this bowl. You know, I've used this bowl that I got for everything except soup or coffee. But anyway, so I'm going to put some bacon down in the bottom. So then, whenever I put in my eggs, they'll be soupy eggs. And, like, you know, they'll be the runny kind. And then I'll be able to scoop up a bite of this yum. Ow! Ow! Ow. Why is it we do that? We know something's going to burn us or something's hot, and we go right back and keep grabbing on it. I'm going to keep these knots in there, so... Ooh, I'll be right back. We got a little over a minute. Okay. Let's just see. Let's just see. Right now, they're like over, a little bit more than over easy. I'd almost call that maybe over medium. Because the whites are all done. Let me bring it up to you. Please don't drop it, Terry. That's how it looks. So I'm going to put that down in my bowl. They stick a little bit, but not horrible. Not enough that I'll be sad about it. Oh, you know I got to have every bite. If I'm only having 2 eggs instead of 3, I got to have every bite. So, now let me get a spoon. Alright, I'm gonna, now, that's what I'm gonna do. Look. Oh, that's over medium. It's slightly moist, the egg yolk. See, it's not like super runny, but it's soft. That's where I like mine the most, is over medium. So now I'm going to stir this all together here. And that's what I'm going to have for my breakfast. This, along with those fried rutabagas. Alright, so that's breakfast. About 3-4 times a year, I have to go out of town for work. And it's a 1-day trip. We leave at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we get back at somewhere between, anywhere between 7 and sometimes we've been back as late as 9. So oftentimes I will just leave the dog door open all day. However, the new neighbors have construction going on, and it would be pretty rude of me to let the dogs be out and barking all day. So what I do is, if I take them to the daycare, since the daycare is not open at 5 in the morning, I take them the day before. So whenever I do that, I pack up their food. And I bag up all the food. I don't really know what other people do when they board, but for me it's just, I mean, it would be easier to just take this whole container. But since Lou eats different food, I'd have to pack up 2 containers. And this way there's just no question about it. So I'm making 6 because I'll take them. I usually will feed them the morning I take them. So I will, but I still make 2 for that day just in case. There's 2 for that day that I take them. Then I'll stay the night here, you know, of course without them. And then 2 for the day of the meeting. And then if we get back before 7, they won't need to feed them. But if not, they'll need to feed them in the next morning. So I still send an extra bag just in case. And it says, Sammy, 1 bag twice daily. So this way, all they have to do is see which dog it is and pull their bag of food out. And there's no question about it. So that's what I do. So the trip it's about, well, we have to drive through, around St. Louis, but it's on the way to St. Louis where we hit the traffic. So if we leave at 5 in the morning, then that means by 7 o'clock. So I'm 100 miles south of St. Louis. So if you drive to St. Louis, or if, in the mornings on the way to St. Louis, a lot of people live in the outer little counties and then drive to St. Louis for their work. So if we can get on the other side of St. Louis by 7, we will miss the main traffic. So we will be, because people are trying to get into St. Louis by 8. So if we can get past St. Louis by 7, the people that are going to St. Louis, we will be before the ones that are on their way to St. Louis. And when then we get on the other side of St. Louis, those people will be coming this way and we'll be going that way. So we leave at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then usually the meeting, we go to Jefferson City. Usually the meeting ends at 3 o'clock. So then if we hit traffic right, it's really, 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 we have no idea. We never know. But 3, 4, 5, potentially we are going into St. Louis as people are coming out. So, but it doesn't always work that way. So because if we can catch it, if we can get there before people are, then we can be going into St. Louis because we go down this big interstate. And then when we get to the other side though, then we're going with the flow of traffic. So it really, really just depends. That was Baxter. His says 1 bag twice per day. And then I'll get Callie's. But, so it's not overnight or anything. So it's just like it's just a longer day. We leave at 5 and get home at 7. So it's about a 16-hour day. And so it's not like, the house is left unattended or anything. So, I got neighbors and all that good stuff. Thankfully, all my neighbors, our neighborhood is pretty cool. They even have like a Facebook group. And it's like, hey, we've been seeing somebody walk around lately who is, who looks this way. Keep an eye out for them. Hey, I've called the police about this person and that person. So we really have a neighborhood watch, only in a Facebook version. So it's pretty cool. So I'll just tell my neighbor to keep an eye out for the house that day, since I'll be out a little longer than usual. And the dogs won't be here. And they work from home, so it's pretty nice. Then I'll set the alarm and all that good stuff. But anyway, so I'm not going out of town to stay the night. Just an extra long day. But the drive, it's rough because if we don't hit traffic, it's a 3.5-hour drive, and we get to the meeting an hour early. And then we just get there early and wander around and visit. I always pack my lunch, and I've shown you all before. Whatever it is, wherever we go that day, I'll eat my egg muffin, and then the chips that I have made up. I'll be using some today for something special. But then, I've got 2 light bulbs out. 880 squirrel. So then those chips that I have made up, I'm going to take those along because those will be perfect for the trip home. Sometimes we stop, sometimes we don't. I always leave it up to the person I'm with. I have a new co-director. She's been in the position almost a year. But anyway, and so I just kind of like, okay, whatever you want to do. If you want to stop and eat on the way back, we can do that. Or if you want to try to push through, we can do that. But by having those meat chips, I'm so excited. I know it's lunch meat, but it's still protein, and it's something that will stick with me, So I'll have those along the trip too. So now this is Lou's food. he gets a little over a cup every day. And he's on steroids still. So I will give him his dose that morning, and then he should not have to have one until I get back. So, and usually if we get back late and I pick him up, so daycare is like a hotel. Whenever you drop, whether you drop them off in the morning, afternoon, or evening, it's still the overnight rate. And then if I pick them up in the next morning, so like if I pick them up in the morning, before I go to work, I won't have to pay for a full day. But if I pick them up, you have to pick them up before 10. So as long as I pick them up before 10 o'clock in the morning, then I'm just paying for the two overnight stays. So anyway, but yeah, so now I pack his food up. He come in because he heard his sound. He heard the sound of his cup. And he's like, hey, what you doing with my food? And his says, Lou, 1 bag, 2 times per day. So I put all their food, this is what I do whenever they go. It's funny, I pack up food for myself for my trips. I pack up food for my dogs for my trips. And then I just drop it down in this little baggie. And away we go. So we are set. And when I go this week, I will just grab it and go. And when I do go, I'll show you what I'm packing and prepping and all that good stuff. All right, bye. So it's Saturday, and I just made a couple videos. I'll get them uploaded. This is the failed looking but great tasting rutabaga cake. So faux potato cake with rutabaga. That's an egg that I used for dipping. This is chicken flour, homemade chicken flour, homemade beef flour, and protein powder. So stay tuned and watch for those videos because got some fun ideas and you can definitely save money. So that's going to be my lunch today. I may not have to eat again for a week, but that's what my lunch is today. Hey there, so I'm going to make a taco bowl. I was looking in my refrigerator and I've got this salsa that's been in there for a while. So I heated up my ground beef. So I'll put that in there. I've got some mild banana peppers. Put some of those in there, maybe a little more. And then I'm going to put in some of these roasted red bell peppers. Put those in there. Gonna put, I know this is just my version. So these are some pickled cucumbers. I don't know, it just sounds good, so whatever. It may sound disgusting to you, and that's okay. You make it how you want to. I'm going to put some Creole seasoning down in here. I need the seasoning. And I'm going to dig back here. Get some Mrs. Dash Southwestern Chipotle. And I'm going to do some, where is it? A little bit of onion powder. And a little bit of garlic powder. Not sure why I don't have these up on the dealie. Just put them up here right quick. And that. I'm going to put in some black olives. Sometimes you got to kind of go with what you have so you can kind of clean some things out. Speaking of, when I'm done with this, I'll show you what I'm making over. You'll hear it in the background, some sizzling. I'm going to put some red onions in here because I love me some red onions, baby. Red onion. They're good for the soul, man. Good for the soul. Okay. And if you are of Southwestern descent, I'm sorry if I am totally offending you by what I'm making. I'm just, I just do what I do. This is some rutabaga, some raw rutabaga, not cooked or anything. I'm just kind of building, I don't know. I'm building an empire here. An empire of flavors. There we go. Sometimes I'm so random. Believe me, I know this. But instead of putting chips, this will kind of give it a good little fun crunch. So there's that. And I was going to make it like kind of like a taco mixed salad bowl kind of thing. So I'm going to put just a little bit of some cabbage in there. Just a little bit. Not going to get too wild. Just going to kind of shake her up. And then I'm going to add some of this green mild verde sauce. And I'm going to add some on the border salsa. This is medium. It's Mexican grill and cantina salsa. All right. Now, I have some light sour cream. However, instead, I'm going to use yogurt. This is the plain, no-fat Greek yogurt. Reason why is yogurt is lower calorie than the sour cream, and it tastes good. So, get me a spoon, stir it all up, mix them flavors together. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll show you what's in the background so you know what I'm doing back there. I told you I'm kind of going through and I'm going to put in some tomatoes. I'm going through and my refrigerator, because I don't want some things to go bad. So, hang on, let's move. I like cabbage. And so, do you remember the other day I made that pork butt? And I had that leftover hunk of fat. See if I can get it out. And I put this down in the freezer. So it's still frozen. But right now I am just got it cooking in some water. And I am going to wait till it defrosts. And I'm going to add some cabbage. So I'm going to kind of make kind of like a cabbage soup. But then I'm going to pour all the water off of it. Don't ask. It's just what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, this is one of my Saturday things. I'm not re-putting this in a video because this is just some weird random thing I'm doing. But I'll add it to this video so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to boil this until it defrosts. It's already been cooked. I'm just going to boil it till it defrosts. So it's going to put lots of flavors down in there. You know, it's funny when I make weird things like this or weird things like my Southwestern bowl. I'm like, man, it's a good thing I'm single. Can you imagine if I just do this for somebody else? They'd be like, woman, what are you trying to feed me? Are you trying to kill me or what? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I am trying to bump him off. So I got all this cabbage, from 2 weeks ago. I don't want it to go bad. So my thought was, do it. I took that piece of fat, that pork fat, and I cut it into bite-sized pieces. And now I'm going to kind of wilt down this cabbage. And I can't put the third thing in there yet. So I'm going to put the lid on it. Leave it covered about 10 minutes and then I'll get back with you. Quality assurance in full effect.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna season it up. It's kind of, I've got all 3 packages in. This is roasted garlic, rosemary, and sea salt. And I've got my little dealie right here. I want some Greek seasoning on there. I want some garlic and herb seasoning. I'm going to put some dehydrated garlic in there. And also, for some reason, onions sounds really good in there. Hang on. So these are some of the frozen onions. I'm going to put them down in there. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff yet. But this is kind of, you know, this is one of them things that I do. I just don't always know what I'm doing. Thought that landed on the floor, but it didn't. Got this more full than it needs to be, but that's all right. That's all right. It's gonna be good, good, good. Today's Saturday. I took the dogs for a walk. I turned the ringer off my phone. I'm just having a Terry day today. Just relaxing. I've been video gaming all day. I made several recipes. You'll see those probably before I post this. But anyway, so it's been just kind of a fun personal day for me. Just kind of doing my own thing. Enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah. We're going to let that go for another 15 minutes. And we'll come back and see how she's a-doing. Alright, let's see what we think. I've been had this out to cool off. I'll make a nice little side dish. I'll figure out what kind of... I think I have a bunch of these. I know. I'm filling up the freezer. But anyway, maybe I can get some of these in there. We'll see. Alright. But that's what I did today. And, alright. Bye. Have a good, tomorrow's Sunday. Have a good Sunday. Okay? Bye.